This exercise is a barbell jerk. It is the second half of the clean and jerk, which is an Olympic weightlifting movement. The jerk brings the bar from a rack position on the front of your shoulders directly up overhead. Basically a press, but instead of using your shoulders and triceps to move the weight exclusively, you're bringing into battle the lower limbs to generate the majority of the force that actually is going to put the barbell up overhead. You're also going to displace your feet into a split squat when you catch the barbell overhead. Olympic lifts and the variations are designed to be done as explosively as possible once the proper form is mastered. This is a complex activity, complex exercise. It takes a while to get good at. It takes people years, even decades in some cases. So don't go loading it up and trying to go super fast till you learn how to do the stuff properly to begin with. Now, I'll demonstrate a few repetitions of this, talking through it and simulating the barbell. Then we'll do a couple repetitions from the front and side view with the barbell. As with any resistance training activity, you want to make sure that you're properly warmed up before you start doing anything. So be sure you take a few minutes to do that. The starting position for the barbell jerk, or jerk, when it's not specified, it's implied that a barbell is being used, is you're going to have the barbell in the rack position, up on the front of your shoulders, with your elbows forward, wrist back, just like so. All right? You're going to do a partial squat as a counter movement, down to about a quarter, maybe a half squat, keeping your knees over your feet the entire time during the squat and during the catch when you displace your feet forward and backward. You're going to ballistically reverse directions. Now mind you, the bar is staying in contact with your shoulders the entire time. It's not hanging in space at any point. I'll illustrate that better with the barbell in a minute. Ballistically reverse direction, extending the ankles, knees, and hips. As you're doing so, you're imparting force on that bar from the generation of, from the extension of the ankles, knees, and hips, transmitted through your torso directly to the bar to getting up and overhead, which is why you want to keep the bar in contact with your body the entire time until you're upright, at which point you then augment that upward force on the barbell by extending the elbows directly up overhead. Careful not to hit yourself in the chin or the nose with the bar, but you do want to keep it close to the front of your face. And then, as that bar goes up overhead, you're going to launch one foot forward. That forward foot will land flat and even on the ground in front of you. The back foot will land on the ball, and you'll be in a split squat position. Recover to a standing position, and then repeat with the opposite foot going forward and the opposite one going to the rear. When you're doing that, that split squat, that displacement, the forward foot goes forward maybe 6 to 12 inches. The rear foot goes back about a foot, foot and a half or so. Posture's upright, catching it directly up overhead, recovering to a standing position and repeating. So, let's go over a few repetitions. For instructional purposes only, I'm just going to slam this up to the shoulders here. Ideally, you could get this out of a squat rack or a power rack where the bar can rest on yokes that are about shoulder height. Right. So, starting position like so. Feet about hip width apart. Bar resting on my shoulders to illustrate that point. This is basically what's happening here. Put this down. Alright, elbows are pointing forward. I'm going to do a partial squat, ballistically reverse direction, and then catch it in a split squat overhead and recover to a standing position. Switch feet. Do one more in each direction, then we'll do a few from the side. Notice the front knee. The knee of the front foot isn't wobbling, it's staying over the foot. Do a couple from the side. Notice when I do the partial squat, ankles, knees, and hips as they flex and extend. Back still stays arched, and the chest still stays out. Catching it up overhead. That is a barbell jerk.